We have people who have no measurable effect. We come out, I'm laying it out for you, we simply can't find an effect of the treatment you gave them compared to pre-treatment. Early suppression followed by clinical deterioration, meaning we get a kind of honeymoon period of recovery and then they fall off the cliff and we ain't around, right? And we're gone. We already hugged them. We already had graduation ceremony. That's the last time we saw them. And they're going unchecked. And by the way, now they're going to relapse. The problems are going to begin to escalate. We're going to get clinical deterioration. They're going to burn up all their recovery capital over a period of weeks or months. And then when will we see them? Tipping point, right? We get back to that final crisis that then brings them back to us, and then we start treatment all over again. That's the traditional cycle. We get early deterioration, bounce back, again, good recovery, and then we get cycles of in and out. People are in recovery, then they're addicted, they're in recovery, they're addicted. Are you okay with the idea of people binging on recovery? Think about it for a minute. Think with me for a minute. Then they hit a wall, they're getting back in the program, they're doing meetings twice a day, calling their sponsor 3 times a day, being a total pain in the you know what, and they're getting it. And then they relapse, and then they disappear. And they're in, out, in and out, and I can't tell you where they're at, because at the end of 12 months, what? Recovery's not stable, but let me tell you the good news, is addiction isn't stable anymore either. Because what do we got? We got constant. Yeah, we've broken the cycle. We got constant help-seeking behavior now, but we still don't know for sure which direction it's going to go. Individuals leaving addiction recovery are fragilely balanced. I want to make this point. In a traditional acute care model, decisions related to how the scales are going to tip are being made in a world in which we are not present. Everybody with me? We are not there in their lives. Other people are there in their lives. Other people are doing post-treatment monitoring and checkups. Drug dealers do post-treatment monitoring and early reintervention. People this kid got high with are doing post-treatment interventions. Agreed? Think of all the things from the life that are going to come back and invite this person back in. People come up and hand people rocks to celebrate getting out of treatment, right? If they're going to have a fair chance, what do they need? We got to be there. We got to be there. We got to put forces in their world that can compete and maybe have those scales tip towards recovery rather than re-addiction. Oh, let me do this. Let me tell you how unstable recovery is. This is a sample. I think this was around 1,300 clients in Chicago. We studied them over 3 years. We studied them every quarter. And all we wanted to know every quarter was one of 4 things. You are in stable recovery for this quarter. You're incarcerated. You're back in treatment, or you're in the community but using. That's all we did. All we wanted to know is your status. And then we wanted to know how stable is the status of each of these quarter after quarter. What do you think we found? What do you see with all the lines? The lines are people moving from one status to another. More than 80% of the people in the study over 3 years will change status. Which says what? Recovery is not stable, but in the community using is also not stable. So we got people what? Constantly moving in and out of these. And by the way, this is a natural study. We're not intervening. We're not doing, all we're doing is just checking on people to study these cycles. What is important is in individuals with this pattern, if we look at the pathway to treatment, or to recovery. Most individuals who end up in recovery do so through the vehicle of treatment. So that's how we check, David. Are we getting like a placebo effect, or are we getting, kind of a natural recovery effect that we're attributing to treatment? And no, it appears treatment specifically helps stabilize that pattern.